Hello, everyone. Since it's 2 o'clock, I'll kick us off and get us started for today's nonprofit sector call. My name is Aubrey Kersey. I'm the marketing manager here at United Way. Please leave your name, info, and organization in the chat box below. I've been with United Way of Southern Nevada for about 4 years now. I started off my journey here as an intern and worked my way up. I love the work that we do in the community and all of the amazing partners we get to work with, like all of you here today. And the nonprofit sector call has been an amazing resource for local nonprofits, and I'm glad to see everyone joining us here today. Also, as a reminder, to request closed captioning, you can click at the bottom of your screen with the show captions button, and those are enabled. Also, since it is September and this is our only call this month, we would like to acknowledge Hispanic Heritage Month. Through our Unidos por Nevada program, we host a Spanish-speaking NPO virtual call as well, called the Junta Comunitaria. To join this call, you can email npc@uwsn.org. And if there are any Hispanic Heritage Month events you want to spread the word about, please add them into the chat box and we will ensure to distribute to our network. We're really excited to celebrate that this month. And we are honored and excited to be joined by a couple of presenters today. We have Milana Mosden from the United Movement Organized Kindness and Lindsay Seguin, the Director of Program Operations for Goodwill of Southern Nevada, who will share about their tremendous resources and programs. Before we get started, United Way of Southern Nevada's Day of Caring is right around the corner. We need a lot of volunteers, so we hope you will join us and sign up. And if you're hosting a project, thank you so much. We're so excited. This is our one-day community-wide volunteer event, bringing together hundreds of volunteers across the valley and connecting them to local nonprofits that need their help. If you're interested in volunteering, please visit the link in the chat box below. We need as many volunteers as we can, so spread the word to your friends, families, and neighbors. We would love to have you join us. And to get us started today, I'm going to pass it over to Milana Mosden. Thank you, Milana.
Hi, thanks so much, Aubrey. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Can I share screen? Is that cool? All right, awesome, thank you. All right, so my name is Milana Mosden. I am so excited to be with you guys today. This is my first United Way call, so thank you so much, United Way team, for including us and allowing us to share a little bit about our organization and what it is that we do with the community. And hopefully by the end of this presentation, you guys will be able to find some ways where we can collaborate and we can complement you, because that's what we want to be able to do. So super excited. I handle more of like the standards and procedures and the compliance side. I know that's not fun for a lot of people, but works for me, right? But my presentation here, you'll see in the bottom left corner, there is a QR code. So feel free to take a screenshot of this page, take a picture of it, and that'll take you to a copy of this deck. So that way you have it for point of reference. So that's on each page if you want that. So United Movement Organized Kindness. So just a little bit about us. So we are a 501c3 organization. We've been around since 2012. And you guys that have been in Las Vegas for a long period of time may remember an old vintage clothing store called The Attic. So UMOK, United Movement, actually kind of started a little bit off of that. So it's a mostly family-run organization, and it's the same family who ran The Attic. So you may see some signage that still says The Attic, so that's kind of fun. But we are located at 1010 North Main Street, so right off of Main Street in Washington, so really in the heart of a very, very high needs area downtown. We serve about 60 different nonprofits. Most of them are in Nevada, but we have some other states that we work with as well. And we serve all kinds of different demographics. So low-income individuals and families, disaster relief, schools, and we work with a lot of organizations so that specialize in homeless, faith-based organizations, animal services, environmental, so a little bit of everything. We know that there are a lot of great organizations out there that want to create a lot of positive community impact. And so we want to be able to help and collaborate there. So in 2022, we distributed about $87 million in fair market value of needed products that benefit about 1 million low-income individuals. So through our programs and network, once again, here in Nevada and in some of our surrounding states. So we're very proud of that number, but we know that it can be a lot more. And we know it takes getting the word out and just being out there and being active in the community, because there's so much more that we can all do, right? So our mission is to facilitate cooperation while providing aid and advice to groups and individuals who are dedicated to social justice and the protection of human rights. So all the good stuff, I feel like we could probably all align on that, right? But this is how we operate. So we are a member of Good 360. They're a global leader in product philanthropy and purposeful giving. So one of their main focuses really is to close the needs gap. And so we totally align with that. And I mean, really think about it, especially in a city like Las Vegas, we should not have a needs gap. We have so much abundance in the city. And a lot of it is just, it takes people to connect and collaborate to close that needs gap. So we just have to, things are there, we just have to put them in the right place. So the great thing about being part of Good 360 is we have really high standards when it comes to compliance to ensure that products, donations that we receive, that they're really going out to fulfill the correct purpose. To make sure that they're meeting needs, we want to make sure we respect organizations and donor relations. So because of that relationship, we receive donations of all different kinds, but a lot of it is from Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot. We have a relationship with Brooklyn and with some local chip distributors. I mean, all kinds of different people. But something that was really important to me in the beginning when I came on board with the organization was that I saw that there's this abundance of just really everything, and it's wild the stuff that we get, and a lot of it would end up in landfills. So a lot of times these products that we receive, they're not new, they might be like return items or things like that, but they're still in great condition, they're still usable, and it's just the company that had it, it was too much work, or it was too costly for them to repackage it, to check it, to repurpose it. So it makes more sense for them to donate it. So keeping these things out of landfills, I think, is huge. But also everything has a purpose. So I love that we can take an item and really make sure that it fulfills its purpose while also helping somebody who actually needed it. So love that. The way we're funded is really through administrative fees. So administrative fees is really just the cost of doing business. It's not payment for the item. So any of the donations we have that we distribute out, we cannot resell, we cannot raffle, nothing like that. So we have to distribute it either to our organizations, our member organizations, or use it within our organization, or distribute it directly into the community. So we are what's called a CRP with Good 360. It's a community redistribution partner. So that's how we receive this large amount of donations that we can then redistribute out to our network of organizations. So when it comes to administrative fees, I mean, right here's a definition. It's small or nominal in relation to the value of the item. So I tell people all the time, it's way less than the idea of retail or even wholesale pricing. So as we build relationships with different organizations and we service their needs, what I tell them all the time is if there's something that you need that you can think of before going out and buying retail or wholesale, come and ask us, because we probably have it, or we know someone who does, because there's just so much random stuff. So our main location that I mentioned off of Main and Washington, it's a 16,000 square foot warehouse on a very, very large lot. So that is our main location. We do have a secondary location that is not open to anyone externally. It's more just logistics based, but that's a 100,000 square foot warehouse, and that's in North Las Vegas. So I'm sure you all can imagine between the spacing of both how much stuff there is. It is crazy. But as I mentioned, so when it comes to like admin expenses, I did a meeting a few months ago with a local insurance company, really, and they were providing grants to different organizations. And it wasn't something we were seeking ourselves, but we were just kind of trying to network and get on the same page about things. And as I was explaining what we do, he was saying that he's like, how do organizations become a part of what you do? Because I get these grant requests, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with grant requests where it's line item, line item, line item. You have to specify everything. And he'll get organizations that are asking for bedding, and he's giving me the cost of what they're asking for bedding. And he's like, I know that is not wholesale what they're doing. He's like, so they could get the same stuff from you and spend way less and our dollars could stretch further. And I'm like, exactly. So that's just one example there. So we also have a direct serve program. So this is on site, and we say it's like a food pantry without food. So this is through our distribution center. It offers low income families an opportunity to receive donations of different necessities like hygiene items, baby care, cleaning supplies, housewares, over-the-counter medicines, pet supplies, toys. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. It's like a tiny little Walgreens in our warehouse. So a little bit of everything, but they can get the items. They're not paying anything for them. They get it with dignity and with respect. So it's appointment based. So to participate in this program, someone would complete an application. Upon approval. They would coordinate and set an appointment to come in and where they can, it's not really shopping, but where they can pick up their items and see what they need. And really one of our goals is to be able to provide people with, I mean, really basic life necessities so that they can use money that they would spend on those things elsewhere in their budget. So it gives them maybe a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of flexibility. And we figure the more that we can help with those basic necessities, the more money they have to work on other things and the less reliant they are on maybe government assistance or things like that. So we want to make sure that we can do what we can to help equip people to be successful and to just relieve a little bit of pressure in their lives. So that's what we do. So we run a voucher system there. That's mostly a self-funded program ourselves. We do have some partner organizations that will make donations to fund vouchers. And with that, then that way they can give those vouchers to whomever they choose. So we have some partners who, let's say they work with a lot of low income families and they will get vouchers from us to send those families over to our location. So that way they can pick up some different items. So it's a different way that they can help people. And whatever is put onto those vouchers, we match that. And then credits are just deducted based on fair market value items. So that's how we do that. We love the impact there. We built close relationships with the families there. And it's just great that that's something that we can offer to them. So we have our organized kindness program. So this is another staple of what we do, or we call it the OK program, right? Organized kindness. So to be a part of this organization, to qualify, someone would have to be a 501c3. We can work with public charities, not private foundations, or it could be a faith-based organization or a school. And there's an application process followed by an onboarding process because, and that's standards and procedures where I come in. I want to make sure that everybody who is engaged with our program really understands it and that we pair you with a liaison so that way they understand your needs and to really get creative and figure out what we can do to collaborate and complement your organization. So that's what we want to do. Because when other groups are stronger, then we're stronger. And the more impact any group creates in the community, the better it is for everybody. So we want to do that. There is no fee for membership for this program. And as I mentioned previously, organizations can use donated goods as direct charitable donations to people in need, or they can use it for their organization, but cannot resell, cannot raffle, nothing like that. So there are lots of benefits to being part of this organization. You have access to tons of donations. I mean, it is crazy the stuff that we get. Warehousing and logistics support, so we can help with that stuff. Growth support, because once again, we want to see everybody grow, because the more an organization grows, the stronger they are, the more positive impact they can really do in the community and really create. We want to, help with education on proper usage of donations and fundraising methods. I've seen a lot of nonprofit organizations get just knocked out because they're not being compliant and they're not following the correct procedure. So that's something that we can kind of coach on and we can help with. We do quarterly one-on-one meetings with our organizations because we want to keep those relationships tight. We want to make sure that we know what's going on, keep in the loop, help as we can. We do site tours of our facilities so that way an organization who comes on board, they can see and really get a visual. And the site tours that I've conducted, what I hear from people all the time, it's one of those things, you have an idea, but until you see it, you don't know until you see it. It's crazy. And obviously we want to service our members, foster positive relationships. So I know I keep saying it, it's collaboration and we want to complement. And the great thing is because we are an independent organization, like I said, it's mostly family run. So an independent organization, we don't currently have any government funding. It's mostly self-funded and through administrative fees. So we have a lot of flexibility when it comes to being able to really get creative for different kinds of events. And same thing with our location, with our lot. For example, we have one organization who comes twice a month and they do a food distribution from our lot because they don't have a physical location they operate out of, so they can use our lot to do that. And that's been working for a very long time. So all kinds of things like that. So things that we can do for you. So we can provide resources of different kinds of items. So we were kind of talking about that, all these different kinds of things, personal hygiene, school supplies, pet supplies, clothing, household, all the good stuff. And as I mentioned before, really reach out to us. If there's anything you need, just shoot me an email or give us a call, because odds are we probably have it, or we could find somebody who does. But in the nonprofit sector, we want to make our funding go as far as we can, right? Because it's limited for everybody. So the more we can do with it, the more impact we can create, the more good there is. The warehousing logistics support. So obviously we want to be able to share volunteers, collaborate on events, collaborate on fundraising, social media, whatever we can share and help market and help everybody else achieve their goals, better for everybody. So right now, so we have this chip situation. So free chips, that's what we're calling it. So we have a relationship with a local distributor and we are going to receive 200 pallets of chips. So 200 pallets, it's about 9 semi-trucks full. So there's a variety of them. Most of them are going to be tortilla chips, but honestly, we would love to place these with your organizations in hopes that you can share them with your community. So the best by date may be close or may have passed recently, but the manufacturers typically guarantee a shelf life beyond the best by date. However, of course, please use your discretion as per the Good Samaritan Food Donation Act. Definitely use your discretion. But we have 200 pallets. So much rather they be used, that somebody enjoy them as opposed to them being wasted. Like, that is ridiculous. So my contact information is at the end. Please reach out to us if you would like some, because like I said, we would love to place these and see them get some use. Okay? But feel free, take a screenshot of this page or take a picture. Like I said, the QR code at the bottom will take you to this entire deck anyway. But here's our contact information. So our website, email, all the socials, all that good stuff. But if you are interested in becoming a member of our OK program, our Organized Kindness, just send me an email. So just with basic information, so that way I can get back to you and we can kind of talk about the process. Or if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me. Totally happy to build relationships. And like I said, we want to do everything we can to collaborate, to complement different organizations, and really just increase the positive impact here in our community. So thank you guys again so much for having us on. I'm so grateful to be able to speak on behalf of our organization, and really looking forward to building more relationships with all of you. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Milana. You're doing amazing work, and this will be a great resource to our partners. Also, those chips sound delicious. I think we need to have a nacho party. Like, let's do something to help get these chips out into the community.
Great idea.
Yes. So if you definitely contact Milana if you need anything. I believe your information is in the chat box below as well, or if you can add it, that would be awesome. So people can click and copy and paste. In the meantime, do we have any questions for Milana before we move on? All right, seeing none. If you think about it later, pop it in the chat box and we'll be able to answer any questions. Moving on to Goodwill of Southern Nevada. I'd like to welcome Lindsay Seguin, Director of Program Operations with Goodwill of Southern Nevada. Take it away, Lindsay.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me. It's actually also my first United Way meeting, so I'm very excited. And I am excited to share with all of you some information about my organization. I know probably most of you are familiar with Goodwill in some form or fashion. Usually, people are familiar with our retail thrift operations. But my goal here today is to leave you all with the thought, or even the chat even, that I didn't know that Goodwill did that. So starting there, just like to share some information with all of you about our mission and vision here at Goodwill of Southern Nevada. We are a certified nonprofit. So most people don't know that although we are selling items, gently used items in our retail locations, that the benefits from those transactions goes to fund our mission and vision. And so our mission is to reduce the impact of poverty in our community by helping Southern Nevadans obtain local employment and upward mobility. So it's not just a job, it's definitely our intention to help as many people as possible be set on a path to thrive, which is our ultimate vision, a thriving Southern Nevada community where everyone who wants to work is employed and able to reach their full potential, realizing that that may look different for everyone, right? And so just a quick little timeline of Goodwill of Southern Nevada. Now, you may be familiar with Goodwills all over the country. And as a matter of fact, I have a slide in here that tells us exactly how many different Goodwill members there are. But the cool thing about the way Goodwill is structured is that we are a locally operated organization where we employ around 850 to 900 of our community members here in the Valley, and all the money that we raise here stays here. And so this particular franchise of Goodwill was opened in 1975. So we've been in the community for just shy of 50 years. And we established our first partnership with the community to start workforce development with BVR in 1976. So it was right immediately after we opened. And then you can see here in 2005, we opened our first Goodwill Career Center. We currently have 2 career centers operating in the Valley, one at the Boulevard Mall, and then one on Rainbow and Alta. So we have representation on the east side and the west side of the Valley. And then we opened our training academy here just last year in 2022, which is just down here at our corporate office, which is just by the airport. So we're off Las Vegas Boulevard and Sunset. And that is where we currently stand as far as our footprint here. We have 17 stores, a clearance center, and then we have those 2 centers in our training academy. And so, as I mentioned before, you may be familiar with our retail locations where we take gently used items from members in our community, then we repurpose them, and we call that our cycle of giving. So when you donate, we take that product, we sell it, we use the proceeds from that sale to train members in our community and work skills. And then those individuals get jobs in the community and then hopefully continue to donate into that cycle of giving. 2022, we had the pleasure of serving just over 6,000 people in our community here locally, with almost 3,000 of them gaining employment here in the Valley. We provided almost 3,000 days of training and access to a paycheck, sometimes for the first time, for individuals in our community with disabilities, and 226 veterans and families with very curtailed services, serving veterans and their families with veterans and families. So our career coaches that support our veterans and their families are veterans themselves or veteran spouses, which is a unique addition that we are able to provide them with. And you can see here too that on top of that, we have our ability, based on the way that we process things, we were able to mitigate 32.8 million pounds from the local landfills. So just by donating, even if it's something that's not sold, we have so many different recycling options. We're one of the largest recyclers here in the Valley. We were able to keep that much. I mean, 32.8 million pounds is a lot. lot of stuff. So that's one of the things that most people don't know about. So in our mission services department, we have different umbrellas of programming, one of which is our disability programs. So we have a partnership with the Clark County School District, where they have students come in the afternoon and volunteer, where they come in and they learn how to operate in the retail environment. And sometimes it could be for the first time, it could be for the only time, but they're able to, exercise some of their independence and get a wage while they're doing it. Because who doesn't love an after school job, right? We also have, I clicked my slide. I want to go back real quick. We also have, like I said, our partnership with the Bureau of Vocational Rehab, which started way back in 1976, where individuals are referred to us for assessments. And that is a CARF accredited program, which is an internationally recognized accreditation for rehabilitation facilities. Accreditation. I feel like I said accreditation like 4 times, but we're super proud of it. We became accredited in 2001, and then we were able to demonstrate our conformance to standards for 2022. So we're super proud of that. The other program that we have that's CARF certified is our intensive case management, which is through our Career Center services. An individual can walk in to one of our locations or any one of our many outreach programs, whether it be via billboard campaign or community partnership referrals, and get services and access to some support for their career development right away. And so, and a part of that branch is our development of internal, what we call train to hire programs, where we focus in on a paycheck to 100 days from the moment that individual starts contact with us to the day that they receive their first paycheck. And that often includes recognized post-secondary credentials. So whether it's a certification or a pathway to upward mobility in a different way, our goal is to get them in, get them trained, and get them working in less than 100 days. Some of those free services to job seekers and the community at large that they can access through our centers is personalized, individualized one-on-one career counseling, as well as some of the things listed here. And there's many more that I could not fit on the slide. Our main goal is to approach each individual with their own individual plan, because it looks differently for everyone. And so we do that through what we call the Opportunity Accelerator. So whenever someone comes in to one of our career centers, even our team members here, the first step is always to assess and plan. We're going to find out what it is that's going on with this individual, how we can support them and provide them with wraparound services through our community partnerships. And then we're going to make a plan. We're going to find out where you want to go, and we're going to map out how to get there, sometimes quite literally, right? And so once we have that map and we have all of those wraparound services established and ongoing, because that's, kind of throughout the whole thing, we talk about equipping and connecting our participants with what it is they need to get to the end of that journey, right? So whether it be that post-secondary credential, stable housing, food security, whatever it is that they need to get to that next level, that's what we're going to do during this phase. Once we get to the place where we feel like we're stable, we have the tools, then we move into the launch and evaluate stage. So in workforce development, there has been like, okay, well, you have your certification now, here's your job, have a nice day. But here at Goodwill, we really are invested in maintaining connection with our participants, engaging them in mentoring for future participants. Like, nobody can tell a person what it's like to be a certified nursing assistant better than a certified nursing assistant. And if we have the pool of individuals that have gone through the process already, helping to uplift those that are coming up the pipeline, we just found that it creates better outcomes for everyone. We surround like-minded individuals that are moving forward together, and they bond and continue to make progress, which is a really cool thing to see. Okay, and what's really awesome about the Opportunity Accelerator is it's being leveraged on an international level. So this is things that, you know, workforce development professionals and mission leaders throughout our organization have contributed to. So it's a collection of best practices from around the world, from our 155 members that are here in this hemisphere, in addition to the 12 that are in international communities as represented on this map. You can see we're all over the place. But like I said, the cool thing is that we're also very local. So what we make stays here. The community we help is here in Southern Nevada. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And I hope that my wish has been fulfilled and you're all going away from this meeting saying, I didn't know Goodwill did that, even if it's one thing. My contact information is here on the slide. I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have, or partnerships. We love collaboration, is my chief mission officer's favorite word. So if there's something that you're like, oh my gosh, that's in such alignment, I agree. Whatever it is, I agree. And reach out to me, and I'd love to see what we could do with that partnership. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. Does anyone have any questions? I see Jolena, your hand is up.
Hi, I am wanting to go back to the accelerator slide. Is that for any organization providing a training program to collaborate with Goodwill, or are those in-house programs that are already being provided by Goodwill?
So these are in-house programs that we provide to our participants as they go through the journey. So training providers and partners are a part of that journey with us. And it's something that we seek to share with everyone. So if it's a blueprint that you like, we'd certainly love to share it. But generally, this is something that we apply to our relationship with the person who is signed up for our programming. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
All right, Jane.
Lindsay, great presentation. And yes, I had some aha moments going, really? I didn't realize that. So you were a success. You mentioned recycling things. I know I'm familiar with how Savers works. And if an item comes in, a piece of clothing comes in, there's basically 3 options that they had for it. And one is put it out on the floor to sell because it's in great condition. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you know, there may be some items that, you know, you send in old towels and they were able to recycle those and send them off to be made into rags and such. Mm-hmm. Then there was the sending, especially clothing, off to third world countries. So if I have some items that I don't really want to end up in the landfill, but I know they are not quality to go out on the floor, how do you handle those? Do you have the same kind of process? How do you handle those?
There's some points that are similar. We have an in-house processing team where we empower our team members to decide the level of quality of the garment, and then the pricing guides to go along with it. So maybe it's not in the best shape, not the worst shape. It's definitely gonna be up to the discretion of that individual processor that's looking at the garment. And if they determine that it's not, if it's stained, if it's ripped, if it's in bad condition, then because of the sheer volume that we do have the ability to do what we call salvaging. And so we kind of gather everything together and then sell it by the pound. So we have, you know, like the swap meets and things here in town where people will come in and they will buy textiles by the pound through our clearance center. And then that last option is going to be our recycling salvage. So we call it our rag salvage. So we don't necessarily do the shipping part of it as far as my knowledge goes, but we do have a reputable recycle salvage buyer that we work with.
Excellent, because I heard something recently that when you put material, clothing into landfills, it creates methane gas, which we don't want a lot of that out there. So this is good to know, and I won't feel bad if I if myself or I tell my neighbors that we can send things that have spots on them and they will be recycled
Absolutely.
appropriately. Very good.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any other questions for Lindsay before we move on to community updates? All right, not seeing any, I will move on. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for your amazing presentation. There are many things that I found out too that I didn't know Goodwill does as well.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So it's now time for community updates. We will place all the details, links, flyers in the comment box, and we'll send them via email out after the call. And please continue to send us any resources and programs to mpc@uwsn.org so we can share them out to the network. As a friendly reminder, we will have a short open forum after the community updates for any organization or community member that is on the call today and that would like to share about their resources, programs, or any events that are upcoming. So let's get started. The Clark County Library District has a Get Connected program. So starting August 18th, which is already passed, you can get free Wi-Fi access with your library card. So you can check out a Cox Wi-Fi card and get free access to internet until June 30th, 2024. The only requirements are that you must have a Las Vegas Clark County Library card, must be age 18 or older, and the Wi-Fi access can be used up to 3 devices per household. And we'll put the link in the chat as far as more information, and we will have an attached flyer. And the Family Academy of CCSD Family Engagement is having an engaging workshop seeking strategies to support learning at home and receive guidance for navigating the school system on September 9th. This free event is for all Title I students and families. Registration is required by September 5th, 2023, and we will put the flyers in English and Spanish below as well. And then next we have VVA's Family Information Night from Vegas Vista Academy. On August 25th, Vegas Vista Academy was officially granted its charter. That means they are now fully authorized and they plan on opening in August of 2024. Join VVA's Family Information Night on Thursday, September 21st at 6 p.m. The location for this event will be announced later this week, and we will put the RSVP link in the attached form below. And once again, our Day of Caring is coming up on September 22nd. We hope you can come out and volunteer with us. It's our one-day community-wide volunteer event, bringing together hundreds of volunteers to nonprofits that need their help. We'll put the link down in the chat to sign up. Please, if you can't volunteer, you're not hosting a project, please just share it out to the network. It's a really inspirational day. I love it every year. It's a really great event to come out and volunteer. Also coming up, we have our Nonprofit Legislative Forum at United Way of Southern Nevada. And this is our first ever one, so please join us. It's on Tuesday, September 26th. This gives the opportunity for nonprofits to engage with key community leaders, policymakers, and fellow nonprofits in a collaborative discussion focused on legislation passed during the 82nd Nevada Legislature and how it impacts the nonprofit sector. Your voice matters, and together we can drive positive outcomes and empower the communities we serve. So I encourage you to join us. We'll put the RSVP link below as well. And now it is time for open forum. If we have any community members or organizations that would like to jump in, please feel free to raise your hand. Nathaniel.
Thank you very much, Aubrey. My name is Nathaniel Waugh. I'm the Government Relations Coordinator for the Clark County School District. What I just wanted to hop in and let you all in know about and certainly invite you is the Clark County School District has launched our campaign for chronic absenteeism or against chronic absenteeism called Everyday Matters. And what we're looking for is for any folks in the community who want to be a part of making sure that we're identifying resources, helping kids get to school. Because right now in Clark County, around 36% of kids are chronically absent. That means 10% or more. And that's about 1 in 3 students who aren't going to school like they should. So if you're interested in being, it's an ongoing campaign, ongoing program, but if you're interested in being a partner with the school district in encouraging, educating, encouraging, and advocating kids to be able to go to school, then please let me know. I'll put my information in the chat. We have a bunch of resources, social media assets, flyers, the whole thing. So you can reach out to me and let me know if you want to be part of that or have more conversations about it. So thank you.
Thank you, Nathaniel. We will move on next to Ashley Floyd.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Floyd. I'm the program director for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI Southern Nevada. It's a pleasure to be with you all today, and I'm excited to share with you. We have a lot of great programming going on. We have a youth program that started. We're offering peer support groups for youth, high school youth. We also have, for this Suicide Prevention Month, a NAMI Ending the Silence, which is for families of youth and for high school and middle school students who want to learn how to recognize the warning signs of mental health challenges and suicide and understand how to best communicate with those who are impacted. We also have, for individuals who have mental health challenges or just want to improve their wellness, we have the NAMI peer-to-peer class that's coming. And all of these things I'll put in the chat box. And the last thing I think I have, one very exciting thing we love your support in is the NAMI walks. We are having our first NAMI walk in a long time. It'll be October 7th at Lorenzi Park. And so I'll put the poster in for people to sign up and support and come out and have a good time. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It sounds like a great event, and I encourage everyone to join. Jolena.
We'll have an announcement. I have a question. Is that okay in this space?
Yes, of course.
All right, dope. So the library is giving out these, and it's 3 per house. One device only has 3 devices per household. Is anybody on the call who can talk about where that number came down from and how families who have multiple children can access this benefit as well?
So I kind of double.
Nathaniel, were you answering the question? I will tap my colleagues, Janet or Jasmine, to see if they have more information as far as the device limit for the Wi-Fi card. But if not, I'm sure we can put you in touch with our partners at the library district to find out where that limit came from.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jolena, for your question. Please email me. I'll go ahead and put in my email in the chat box. Feel free to email me. We'll get you connected to ensure we get you the right answer. Thank you so much.
It looks like Nate did have some insights. Nate, if you can hear us, we had trouble hearing you. Yes, but if you don't mind sharing your answer in the chat box, we'll make sure to relay it to everyone. Thank you.
Great, perfect. Ashley, I see, is your hands raised for another update?
Yeah, I almost forgot. I had one more update. If anyone is needing CEUs for, we have offering of applied suicide intervention skills training, which is called ASSIST. So if anyone is in need of free CEUs for that, we're having an ASSIST at the NAMI office through Tough Service Ministries on next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I'll put that flyer in too, but it's free. It's a great opportunity. I hope you are able to come.
So thank you so much. Are there any other updates that anyone on the call would like to share? Oh, Jen?
Hey, I'm Jen Fleischman-Willoughby with Make the Road Nevada. On September 30th, we're going to be supporting the Immigrant Careers Summit happening at the East Las Vegas Community Center, which is intended to help people from the immigrant community find careers and become more and move up in their career trajectory. Sorry, my voice is not working for some reason today. But I don't have the flyer right now. My comms person is about to share it with me, but I could email it to y'all at United Way. If you could share it out with the group, that would be amazing.
Yes, definitely. Please email it to us and we'll ensure to include it in our nonprofit connection email communications.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course. Is there anyone else on the call with community updates? Right, not seeing anyone. I just want to thank everybody for joining us today on the call. We love having everyone join and uniting everybody for this collaborative space to share our resources and information out into the community and opportunities for partnership. So thank you. And I'll let everyone off the call a little bit early and give you the gift of time. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.